Britain was the big cheese, when everyone else was small peas. They saw Turkey go for Chinook, and they were all like, attack! Britain wanted Canada help, like a boss, and Canadians were like, hell no, that's applesauce. Britain continued the invasion, while Canada was one step closer to becoming its own nation. Then they got all wet with the United States, and we had a halibut on our plates. That inspired a bill called the Halibut Treaty, which came into being in the year 1923. It was all said and done, and our signatures were written, and that was all done without the help of Mother Britain. It was the 1920's, and we were getting autonomy, but things weren't looking good for our economy. They thought it was a time of prosperity, but they needed a dose of clarity. They thought life was really swell, but everything was going to hell.
And that crazy man King had some beef with Julian Byng. They went on and on about some damn election. It drove King nuts and gave Canadians protection over those British who have a say, over those men who we have to pay. It's time to drive those British away. It's time to drive those British away. Our reps met up with them British, and they seemed pretty kiddish. So when we presented the Balfour Report, British gave us sly retorts. But we made it very clear we were serious, and they thought we were delirious. But they took into consideration, and we were almost a free nation.
It was the 1920's, and we were getting autonomy, but things weren't looking good for our economy. They thought it was a time of prosperity, but they needed a dose of clarity. They thought life was really swell, but everything was going to hell.
It was about 1931 and things were about to change. Britain was about to rearrange its dominions. It was listening to others' opinions, and Canada didn't want to be one of its little minions any longer. They wanted to be much stronger, but they didn't want to be like Britain, a warmonger. So later that day, the Statute of Westminster was passed, and all of Britain's dominions were in razzmatazz. They had fought long and hard for their independence, and now they could work on their own ascendance over one another. They were no longer blood brothers, but Britain was still their surrogate mother.